everybody, welcome back to Lovely Garden Bits. This week we're on location in a new garden. This is my brother-in-law Will, or Wilbert as we call him.
I have many names.
And my sister Joanne is inside with their dog. She's like, hi. We'll see her later. But I wanted to do a different video to show a different garden, because your guys' garden, this is the second year? No, it was only done last year.
It was only done last year, yeah.
So they moved into their house, was last year or the year before?
Year before.
Year before. And I'm so confused. And like, it was just a square, you know, like in a new build, the gardens are just square, that's it. And then it's up to you then to kind of put your spin on it. So yeah, I thought that we would do like a little tour of the jardin, and Will's going to talk to me like some of the plants that he likes. A lot of them I have given, because you know me, I went like a little bit mad. So
half of garden is your plants.
And so I just wanted to check, like, so when you, because you had a landscaper do the garden, didn't you? And so how much involvement did you have, or did he have, or how did it work?
It was kind of like, we were said to him that this is what we kind of want, like this is kind of the outline or the design more or less, and he was able to put it all together. Now it was very rough, like he did it on the back of a piece of paper. But it turned out exactly what we wanted. But the only downside is maybe I think if we were doing it again, I'd maybe think about how we do the grass a little bit better, because the grass, you'll see it in a minute, it's like a patchwork quilt, and people will probably tell you, oh, that's how you can get rid of that and blah blah blah, but at the same time, you know, it is the way it is now, and we could get it fixed, but it'll cost an absolute arm and a leg to get it fixed. But you know.
But no, I think it's so nice the way they have it done. You'll see now in a second that there's different zones. There's like a little veg patch, there's like the patio at the back, and like borders and everything. So whereas mine is wild, yours definitely has more structure. Like we're sitting on a patio just outside the back door, which is so nice. And as you can hear, probably close to the airport.
We live in the airport.
Goodbye.
That's the Los Angeles flight from with Aer Lingus.
No, it's not. Let's do a little tour of the jardin, and then we'll sit down and have more garden chats, because I'd love to know about like what you would change, what you love, but let's get cracking. So let me just do a pan of the border. So this is when you, this is where we were just sitting here. So they have like a gorgeous little patio. We'll come back to that now in a second. But there's this gorgeous border that's edged with brick. And I love the fence colour as well. That just looks really full. Every time I come over, there's something new. But we'll start at this voluptuous looking plant.
This crocosmia is pretty massive, and the first one is coming up there. That's actually the first one I've seen this year.
Where is it? Oh yeah. Oh, is that yellow one?
Oh, I see a second one here.
Where? Yeah, look at that.
I think it's like orange or yellow, I'm not sure.
Oh my god, yours looks real like circular. Mine is more tall.
It's probably really old, because we took that from our older house, and our older house we moved in 2015 I think, and that had been there when we moved in. So
we robbed it.
Yeah, we robbed it. We robbed a chunk of it. We didn't rob it all.
You looked after it. You were the custodians.
I think it's Japonica.
That's so cute.
That's nice. There's a Sweet William in there somewhere, or Dianthus. Doesn't seem to get much. I planted there age ago when this is less full.
The hydrangea looks so gorgeous.
My mum brought me that up from her garden, so that's, I don't know, 15 years old at this stage, and it was like literally just a stick when she brought it up on the train last year.
The hydrangea is?
Yeah. So it looks
ancient. Like a little
it's an offshoot
plant.
from hers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. This is our peony. So our peony is obviously it's gone now because it's the end of the season for flowering and all that sort of stuff.
At least it has like nice foliage.
Yeah.
Does the foliage stay that colour?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Sometimes it goes a little bit red, I think. And peonies are very hard to grow, I think, sometimes, because even when I was speaking to the person in the garden centre yesterday, and she was saying that you could plant them this year and you wouldn't see anything maybe until next year. You know, the whole biennial, perennial.
I think for a bulb it takes 5 years to bloom as well, because we had one in Swords I got as a bulb, and nothing ever happened for like 2 or 3 years. I think we left it there.
Can't remember what this is.
That is an Aquilegia.
Aquilegia, okay. Or it's Columbine.
Is it?
I think.
It's gorgeous.
Alpine. It's an alpine.
I have one of those at home, and it's just lovely. They're just real dainty. Yours have lasted now longer than mine.
Okay.
You've got like little bedding plants there as well.
The bedding plants, they've been there since, I'd say, maybe early April.
They're cute, they're still going well.
Oh,
crappy.
Hey Alfie. That's Alfie. Hi.
They're famous now, they're on the YouTube. This is our maple. The maple is kind of a bit worried about it, because we also have this weed that's been growing up it. And I tried to take a load of it away yesterday. It's a real creeping weed. I don't know what its name is. But that's kind of restricting it a little bit.
That's weird. So that, like, is it obviously coming from the ground somewhere?
Yeah, it's coming. See it's running along the bottom there. It needs to do.
Oh yeah.
But
It's gorgeous colour though. Love the stems that
We
are.
were a bit worried about it in the early summer because it was looking a bit black. Mm-hmm. So we had to cut all those black bits off, and it said basically online that if you didn't cut it off, you'd kill it, or it might kill it. But it's still doing okay.
But
Yeah, it looks really full.
when the leaves go in winter, it's just that lovely kind of red branch against the green, which is really nice as well.
No, I like that, and you know, it's a nice contrast against the fence as well.
This is, I think, is it a Duke of York Dahlia, I think?
Oh yeah, so a few weeks ago when Joanne and I went to the garden centre, just for a look, famous last words, she bought this. She bought like a few different things. It's gorgeous.
There's loads of heads in it.
So I was looking at Gardener's World, right, and they said that if this thing is long, it means that the flower is spent, and if it's a circular, it means that the flower is about to come up. So you can deadhead those ones.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my god, sometimes I do remember stuff.
Bloody hell, the heat.
It is very
So
hot.
warm. Then we have a rose in there.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
It's not doing very
Okay.
much, but I'll talk about it in a few minutes. But a lot of my plants are from the Garden House Garden Centre.
Oh,
from
yeah.
their clearance section.
That's my favourite place.
And that was up for like €4 back maybe in early May. Now it doesn't look amazing at the moment, but that'll come back next year fine, I'd say.
That's it. I mean, you're not even going to need to prune that.
This is our one of your sunflowers that you give us.
Sunflowers.
It's come up quite well.
That is huge.
It looks really strong.
So this is going to need to be supported as well,
Yeah,
if I
take a lot of
remember.
these things. This is our eucalyptus. Like that was literally, I don't know, about that size last year. So it's
Gorgeous.
growing and growing and growing.
Hold on, does it smell? Catherine has one,
It
and
does.
I don't think it does.
It did before. It might not anymore.
no,
it's
it's
not very strong,
lovely
yeah.
though. Because like you could even like take off those bottom shoots under plant, but like even there, just like structure-wise, a little bit of movement. It's lovely.
So as a kid, I remember my parents just had like a tree. So it had grown so big, it was a massive tree beside their shed. So I like that sort of stuff when I
Yeah.
was a kid. That's another dahlia. We have,
It's
I
lovely.
don't know what the white one is. Can't remember.
Oh, I
what
think
that
that's
one is.
osteospermum burmum. I love this. Whatever this.
That's a primrose.
Oh, is it?
It's in the form of an even primrose. It's a pink lady.
That is gorgeous. Because I'm not usually a fan of primroses. I just think they look kind of old-fashioned. But that one looks gorgeous. Like the veining.
It's
on
very, it spreads a lot.
Yeah.
So
Which is nice.
it's spread everywhere, and you can see more of this type of weed that I was talking about in the Acer. Look,
it. Oh yeah.
see the way it's very kind of
Like stickleback.
yeah, it gets everywhere. Our heather, or not our heather, lavender is a bit stalky in the inside, but it's quite healthy outside. It smells nice.
Yeah, you'll be able to harvest that soon.
We have a fern in there, and that big massive weed there. Oh my god.
That looks so healthy, that fern.
Yeah, that's healthy. There's a gooseberry bush in there again.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of mismatch and kind of all over the shop stuff.
But this is how you learn, and like you'll see what works in what
Yeah.
place and what you like growing, what you don't.
Because this section of the garden, it gets sun in the morning, and then by about like 11 or 12, the sun is here because the garden's south facing, so it's shade in the evening. Whereas here is like pretty much sun like all day.
Yeah. No, the border looks gorgeous.
Have obviously a couple of baskets there.
You did them yourself, didn't you?
They're so nice.
Yeah. This is what you call it, sweet pea that just didn't really go anywhere.
Oh,
It
look,
has
they have a pea on it.
it has come back to life. It was a lot worse a few weeks ago for some reason.
Yeah.
Flowers there.
A lot of the problem was we went on holiday for about a week and a lot of stuff died in early May, which caused a couple of things to die off. There was another one over there that you had. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, the orangey thing.
The orangey thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that was really nice before you had it off, but it just completely just died altogether.
Listen. I love this little hanging basket, it's so cute. So that's the border that we've just come up, and then they have the shed, and then you can see that there's quite a high back wall here. And they have it planted up really nice with like gorgeous sleepers. I love them stone on the thing. I love that, like it's rustic. Okay, so what's here?
Okay, so I'm not sure what's the purple flower again?
Campanula.
Campania.
Thanks, Karen, for being here today.
Or as me and Catherine call it, Campanula.
It just grows really well. Like that gets no sun at all, and it was there last year. It came back itself, and it just
Yeah,
seems
it's
to
nice.
really like that spot.
Yeah. This is our green gauge tree. So there's heaps of green gauges in there.
What's a green gauge?
It's a form of a plum.
Oh yeah. And then let's go and have like a little look. Look! Aw. We'll have to do like a plum harvest.
So we're about, I'd say, 6 weeks away, I'd say. This is This more kind of like a winter, early spring sort of plant.
Like a little heuchera.
Yeah, heuchera, yeah, that's it. That pansy just came up out of nowhere.
Oh, look at that.
We have a tendency to get a lot of potatoes coming up in this bed because they reused soil that I had potatoes in when I was doing it.
I love this. My one has come up as well.
So pretty, isn't it?
So like this, yeah, because you can get them in like different colours. I think this one should be lemonade or paler colours, like not just orange. They're really nice.
Okay.
I don't know what this is.
That was another thing. I think Leslie gave us one of them.
No,
our friend.
this is
Looks like there's two things there.
Oh, what's it called?
I think one is a weed, Karen.
Yeah, this is what we think is the weed. I don't know what this is called. I can't remember.
The name. It's like a spring thing.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, it's more of a spring flower and it's actually really pretty.
But I don't know what the heck is coming up in the middle.
Weed.
I don't recognise the weed though.
No. We'll see.
We'll see. There's like another sunflower. That's going to look so cool. Up there. Oh, sorry, we missed a tree.
This is our cooking apple tree, so our Bramley apples.
So you can see that it's a weird looking tree. You can see apples.
How are you going to get up there?
We'll see. It's fine.
That's true. Actually, reach.
The neighbour will probably be a lot better than
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be grand. That's huge.
I can't remember what this one was, but it spread like wildfire.
I think it's I was going to say I think it's Nemesia, but I don't think it is. But look at the actual. Sorry, look at the little spreading.
Oh yeah.
Or is that from just the flowers?
I don't know.
I think it could be. I think that could be a phlox. I think.
It's cute. Nice colours.
Yeah, but that costs €1 in the garden centre as well.
Yeah, they're big into the garden centre bargain basement.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like our garden centre, they literally.
Sorry, oh shit. Sorry.
Careful.
Karen.
Sorry, fell over them. So these two live close to my favourite, the garden house in Malahide. So anytime I come visit, I'm just like, well, I just go like look in there.
You have to.
We see they have such good plants that they seem to just get on clearance the whole time, which is brilliant. Hostas, you'll see loads of nasturtiums around.
Yeah.
We had nasturtiums down last year, and they literally just have taken over again.
Self-seeded.
They're great, yeah, great for self-seeded. But you know what it means though, when rather than taking time to, you know, pull everything up, like you're going to be able to see them, you know, that what the leaf look like. So like let it fall and then pick it up. So I can just see like another little one.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Just down there.
They spread like mad.
Okay.
This is our regular eating apple tree.
Did you cut that back?
Last year.
Oh.
There's loads of apples on it.
Yeah, you can
a couple
see
have fallen off though.
Apparently it's called a June drop. Did you see Frosty talking about it there yesterday?
No.
Oh, we couldn't find him.
It was on Thursday.
Oh. I did see someone saying that he was on, but I didn't know anyway.
This I don't know what it is, but our little nephew bought this for Joanne a few weeks ago as a present.
That's so cute. It's like nice little
really
colours,
pretty,
yeah.
isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's Nemesia back there.
This one?
Yeah. That's good. That comes back every year.
And that is a Japanese toad lily, I think it's called.
Oh. So it feels like velvety. It's lovely. So you have like all different plants to me, which is why it's so cool to see.
Loads, mad.
You've got more nasturtiums. Then what's this?
This is our plum tree. Our plum tree hasn't produced any fruit.
So what's that? Was that the plum tree as well?
That was a green gauge.
Oh,
so green gauge is the type of plum, but this has got no
fruit yet.
at all. Or
Maybe next year.
it's very healthy.
It's a lovely looking
Does,
tree.
yeah, nice shape to
But
it.
just no fruit.
No, that's the tree kind of further back. So it's nice and full. And like the way as well, you kind of can get to borrow the top of their tree at the back as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got another hosta.
More hostas.
Look at this rose.
It's really nice. It's nice, especially here, before it actually opens up.
So that reminds me of what ours used to be like. It just isn't as strong, but like, look at that. Gorgeous, and they smell really nice.
And that's about, what is it now?
Loads of buds.
It's about 8 years old.
Have you fed that?
Yeah, not in a while.
Yeah.
We've got like loads of rhubarb here. That's
Oh, yeah.
coming along. Like, I didn't think I'd get very much out of it this year, but it's getting big. And then this is a mallow for my mum's garden as well.
That's gorgeous. Let's see that up close. It's like, it's loads of little petunias on the one thing.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's really pretty.
And then there's like a small little border.
It's kind of like a bit of a rockery that needs a bit of de-weeding and
There's
a
not
couple of other
much
entries.
soil in that because the patio and the cement kind of goes in at a V. So it's
I
very
see.
little soil, which is why there's some succulents and stuff in there as well.
Oh yeah. That looks cute.
More of
Sure.
Matthew's peekaboo grass.
Yeah, so we love this. I think I said that on a previous video.
How much you
We call that
talking
peekaboo grass. I think it's Mexican ponytail grass or something, but we call it peekaboo, a little bit of a sunflower, and then we have, well, as Matthew calls it, the farm. Oh my god, your potatoes still look so healthy. Is that a different batch?
It's a different batch.
Okay.
That's your batch. You get it.
Oh, I need to harvest mine. So, what do we got here? We got some
cosmos, verbena, more crocosmia, more fuchsias. So the fuchsia in there and the fuchsia in here, and they're starting to flower.
Oh, lovely.
That kind of went haywire when we were on holiday.
Is that a calendula again?
I think so. And then this is brilliant because even though it looks a mess, this is one of our gooseberry bushes. There's another one over there in behind the fern, but that was literally just a stick last year because it just totally died off, and it's totally come back on this year. It's gone a bit woody, which is kind of a bit worrying, but
still though. So you got your potatoes.
Quite hardy, yeah.
Oh my god, look at your tomatoes.
Yeah, it's very wild. There's a lot of, see, I'm kind of, because I planted so many tomatoes in one glut, like an idiot, it's hard to do the sucker stuff. So,
but I think if you now, let's say for example, if you started from one side, but just even take off the base, do you know, start taking off those bottom leaves, and then you'll be able to kind of see what you need to then support, and then you can do the sucker thing.
It's like a tomato bush.
It is, it's so cool. There's loads in there. And what else? Oh my god, look at your beans. This is what happens when you have beans that you don't leave in pots for ages.
Yeah, so they're coming along.
Do you have any beans? Like bean pods?
I think so, somewhere I saw them there the other day. I've been doing loads here, look.
Hold on, they're coming over.
I wouldn't say loads, but there's nothing.
What's they look like?
Just in here, look.
Yeah.
All here.
Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, that's where the flowers are. Cool.
I hate those guys.
Oh, you got your marigolds.
No, they're the tattagees, I think.
Oh yeah, the tattagees, yeah.
So you gave us them, you said it was good for the, what was it?
Tomatoes.
Flies
for
or
the
something?
aphids.
Yeah.
And then I gave them some corn on the cob here as well.
Yeah,
This is such, a couple, we had about 2 that died, but this is probably the nicest, easiest thing to grow.
Yeah.
Because it just grows. I know we had 2 that died, but they were bad from like when we first planted them, but it's just so easy to grow. Same with tomatoes. Tomatoes are simple to grow.
Yeah. Because they're here, like they have in kind of proper sleeper beds. I'd love that. That's like a dream someday.
More tomatoes. Tomatoes galore.
You're gonna be able to make like tomato chutney,
There's
tomato ketchup.
Loads of different varieties.
But I love this as well. I love this around my gravel. Sorry, to have gravel around my veg beds. You can see the garden then from this angle. So it's fab. It's like looking so much fuller from last year, like just in the space of a year. And so then this is like their patio just outside the door as well. So what's here?
So again, the garden centre, €1, and
oh my god,
it's a perfect fuchsia. I don't understand.
Sticks with leaves on it, maybe what, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they're starting to flower now.
gorgeous. And then so see here, there's like another fuchsia,
Yeah, it's like a mini
tiny
fuchsia.
bells or something.
Yeah.
Million bells.
Million bells.
Million bells.
I got that as well. I planted it out the other day.
And then you've got a couple of things there yesterday.
This
on
is
sale.
again yesterday on sale, €1. I think €1,
What
€3
is it?
maybe. It's a bush clematis. It
Gorgeous.
just doesn't sell very well because it's very leafy rather than a regular clematis.
I feel like it's nice to have foliage, you know.
It's really pretty, isn't it?
And then
Really nice.
what I noticed yesterday as well was this, and this is another phlox like the one up the back. That was €3,
Cute.
and they can't sell it because inside there's like mildew.
Oh yeah.
But the mildew is because it's been housed in a greenhouse. So basically, you put it outside and like
It'll
water
dry
and
off.
rain will dry off.
Deadly.
And then finally, at the very back here, then this is kind of like my prize plant that I love, even though it looks a bit scaldy at the moment.
Looks great. What is
It's ginkgo. It's a ginkgo tree, and I absolutely love them.
You can see all the little sprouts down the bottom.
Yeah, they're just so nice.
And is that like, does that do well in pots? Is it better?
She said it was
planted
fine in
out?
pot, so we put it in a pot. We only got it this summer.
Where'd you get it?
The Arboretum out in, what you call it?
Jolie's. It was Jolie's.
Oh, Jolie's, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Jolie's out in Wicklow.
And how big does that get?
I don't know. There's one around the corner from here, and it looks lovely.
Yeah.
And it just looks really full around the top.
Mm.
But they've kept it small, so it's like a really nice little tree. Every time we walk past it, we always admire it.
So ideally, like if something dies off there, maybe in the summertime or after the summer, I might stick it in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Actually,
Be fab.
properly planted.
Because at least here, see, this is what I like about pots as well, is that you can leave, let's say, the ginkgo tree like that there, and then see how it does in this type of light. Do you know, like not necessarily in, like I know it's different planting it out compared to being in a pot, but like you know that will do well in this type, like on this side of the garden.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then if it didn't do well, you could move the pot into a shaded area to see if that worked.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if it looked better, then you can put it into the ground if you want.
But thanks for showing us around the jardin. So that is their gorgeous jardin. Sorry, it's like very hot here in Dublin.
40 degrees over where we're sitting.
Oh my god. See, this is such a hot spot. That's why, like, so Joanne, sorry, or like hair in my face. Joanne is very into succulents. And actually that could probably be another video because she has like knowledge when it comes to succulents and how to propagate them and everything. So I haven't a notion when it comes to any of that. But like, yeah, there's cactuses, there's succulents all inside, but we'll do that another day. But no, the garden is looking great. And so I just wanted to ask, right, so I know it's only like the first proper year, full year that you've had the garden. What's your favourite thing about the garden?
I love this side because like for all my like ever since I've wanted to have my own garden or my own house, is I wanted to have 2 acers, and those acers will get bigger, and I just really like them. They're like 2 of my favourites, and I love. For some reason, I love the crocosmia.
Yeah.
Because anytime you even go down our side of the country, more so maybe Kerry, like there's crocosmias everywhere, like absolutely. Between that now and fuchsias and crocosmias down that sort. I'm not from Kerry, but down there it's just it's lovely in the summertime because it actually covers everywhere. So that's kind of my favourite area.
But I think as well, like the fact that you've such a clump, it's a proper statement rather than just having like 1 or 2 kind of here. No, it looks fab. And like, because like I love the acers there as well. I killed one of mine. One is like in the ground now and it's doing great, but the other one is just.
But they can be very like delicate. Like as I said to you, like the one we have, the stem or one of the branches started turning black, and it's some sort of fungal disease.
See that? Gives you the fear then.
It basically said, take it up and put it in the bin. I was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm going to keep and see what happens. So I took all that off. So anywhere I saw those black stems, and it's perfectly fine. So I don't know. Maybe sometimes you have to give it another chance.
I was just going to say, like, at least I suppose that's like the common piece of advice. But like, if you're happy to then give it a go and just see what happens, and like, I suppose that's how you're going to like learn as well. Do you know?
Yeah, because all these people, like, they're the professionals.
We're just making it up as we go.
Yeah, like mine is all over the shop. Like, there's everything in everything everywhere.
Well, I think see is with my garden as well, because I have so many different plants because I love them all, and I'm like, I can't whittle them down just yet. So I'm like trying them for like a couple of years, see how they get on, and then go from there. So at least like at the back that you have the nasturtiums and stuff.
Yeah.
They do well there. So you know that you can pull them up whenever you want. They can plant them out, and they'll be fine.
They can be there forever more.
Forever.
I dropped heaps of seeds last year because I'd actually put away a load of the seeds because I'm like, oh, I'm going to have some nasturtiums next year, and they're still in the shed. I don't have to plant any of them because there's so many that self-seeded over there. It's ridiculous.
Because I remember there was a thing, a talk in the Arboretum last July, and Adam Frost was there, and some guy called James
Glover, no?
Don't know. Anyway, some gardening man from England, but he was talking about poppies. And he was saying that like in each poppy head there's something like 200 seeds. Yeah. And he was saying like rather than like to sow them and then let them go to seed, and then next year rather than trying to like pick everything up then, or like trying to figure out where you might have like sown some seeds, let them come up and then you can see like where they are. You just like pick them up, just like make life a bit easier. So that's my excuse. I'm just letting the weeds grow, just see where they are. So
because like we can pull up some weeds, and there's like certain weeds we get in this garden that for some reason it's like a leaf with a black dot on it. It's so strange. And when we came back from holidays last year, it was just this little like, it's like a nice leaf, but there was like these black dots everywhere in the garden last summer. And I'm starting to see them come up in the veg bed again now. I saw one a moment ago, but they're really strange, and I've never seen them anywhere else I've ever lived.
Have a look at that when it gets bigger. That picture this app.
Oh yeah,
just go for the free version. I just keep hitting cancel.
I downloaded the Google app this morning and took loads of the pictures before he came over to know the names of the plants. Because as I said, I just go to the garden and say, oh, that looks good, I'll get that. It's cheap, it's €1.
Yeah.
Why not? So,
but you know what, as well, that's a way of, I suppose, like saving a few bob if you are happy to experiment and see what's available in the bar. Like, I'm like, no, I don't need any more plants.
Because Joanne hates when I go to the garden centre. Like last night
she's nodding in the background.
I came back and she's like, oh my god, Will, not more plants. And it's like, I know, but room. Like, it's just an addiction really at the end of the day.
It's like that meme. Is it an addiction?
And
so do you love now growing the bits of food?
Yeah, I do. And like one of my favourite things is to grow the potatoes. Like we've got potatoes growing over there now that you gave us, I think maybe in early March, but then a friend of ours gave us chitted potatoes at was it last week in January, and we had them I think last weekend for the barbecue when you were over at Stephen and the family.
They were lovely.
They were really nice, and they're so easy to grow. And
you do them in bags as well, don't you?
I did those two, did the potatoes the first batch in big pots, and they came out really well. And it's like there's something about it when you just dig in with your hand and you're like, oh great, it's like
I did this.
Yeah, it's like gold. It's like in a weird way, it's like some sort of like you've an achievement.
But it's, see, as well, I think with potatoes, because they're in the bag or in a pot or in a veg bed, you don't know what's under there.
Yeah.
And so, like with tomatoes, you can kind of see, oh god, there's flowers there, oh there's things, or there's pods coming on the peas. Whereas with potatoes, it's like digging for treasure. That's what my nephew last year we took out. I emptied like one bag into the wheelbarrow, and he was just like, oh my god, this is like treasure. And then since then put all that compost back into a bag. There must have been little baby potatoes in there because it's full. I'll do it when I'm back. Actually, when you watch this video, I will be back from France. I'll do it maybe for next week. I'll unearth the potatoes.
There's nothing better, and it tastes really good. But I did notice, and I said to my friend that I've got these potatoes. I've literally just unearthed them now. Is it okay to eat them? Because previously I've always been one to kind of put them away for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I've actually noticed that there is a difference.
Oh, is there?
So we had potatoes I took up 3 weeks ago, and we ate them straight away, or the day after. And in a weird way, it's kind of like a tang. I can't describe it, especially when they're boiled like normal.
Yeah.
There's like this weird sort of a little bit of an aftertaste against them. But when you let them sit in what you call it, in like a cool, dry place.
Okay. Would it be dark? Does it have to be dark?
It has. Well, I put it in. Wait a second.
Sorry, I'm like, it's getting very windy. I'm like, the camera better not fall over. So yeah, do you put the potatoes then in the dark?
I put them in like a pillowcase.
Okay.
In like in a cupboard, in a dark cupboard, and I left the ones we had last weekend 2 weeks, and they're perfect. There's just something. It kind of hardens up the skin, and the skin looked fine, and it did look hard enough. To know. But
that's very impatient, though. Maybe I will dig it up then soon.
Let
them sit.
But just put them away and leave them in the shed or something.
Because I left things like this year. I put the potatoes, the earlies, into bags, and I only put up about that much compost. I didn't put the full amount. I'm like a dope. But for next year, I'll know. But they're flopping over. Like yours to look like they're healthy. Mine didn't really flower.
Mine didn't flower either.
So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe it's just that. I was going to say maybe it's that variety.
I do think it's the variety or something, because the ones that flopped over didn't flower at all.
Okay.
And they're literally just gone completely.
Yeah.
But I left them long enough to go, look, I think it's time now I can pull them up.
Yeah.
And it's just great because like they're properly good size and everything.
Okay. Sure, we'll see anyway. And is there anything that you want to grow that you want to grow for like next year or like over the autumn? Oh, remember like last year you were growing cabbage.
Oh.
And then one of the days we came over for a barbecue, and Will was like, "Oh, look at all the butterflies! This is so nice."
Yeah.
And I was just like,
This is really nice. This is like, look at them, they're all happy out. And then it turns out the butterflies are laying like eggs or something, and they just completely ate them alive.
I know.
So you can put like netting over it, but I hate when you grow something. It sounds bad, but I really want to be able to let it just grow and do its thing. I don't want to put pesticides on it. Don't do anything like that. And mostly the stuff that we do grow works quite well.
Yeah.
Strawberries for me, they don't generally grow. I've tried to grow them last year. They didn't grow very well here for some reason. I don't know why. I've grown them before when we previously lived up in Swords.
Were they the same plants?
It's pretty much, I think they're El Santas.
Because I found that last year I bought a 6-pack, I think, of tomato, like little plugs. Or not tomato, strawberries. And they weren't great.
Yeah.
I put them in a veg bed. I don't know if that was part of it or if they were just because they were new plants.
Yeah.
So then I took them out because I was like, I don't want them taking up a whole part of the veg bed until the next year. Took them out, put them into pots, and we're getting so many more strawberries this year, which is great. And it kind of like freed up the space. So maybe next year or the second year they would have been okay.
Because I love strawberries, and I love when you grow them yourselves. A little bit like tomatoes. Like I used to have this. My mum used to have a cousin, and they lived down in Kilkenny, and we'd go to their house every now and again. And the dad had literally a greenhouse, I don't know, half a length of a football pitch, and it was his own. He wasn't producing tomatoes, but the whole shed would be full of tomatoes, like amazing. And we'd come home. I remember the first time my dad going, "You need to try these tomatoes." I think it was about 8 or 9. I was like, "I don't really like these. This is going to be horrible." And you put a little bit of salt in them, and just your own grown. Like even last year, your tomatoes were just amazing, like really nice.
That was my favorite thing, like, is having people like you would come over and like the family we'd have a barbecue or just even for chats, and like there'd be tomatoes there. Everyone would just like pick one and just like eat it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what it was for. I just think with tomatoes, you can get the different varieties. I was very late planting mine out famous last words. They'll be fine. Maybe I'll just have like a late harvest. I feel like everything's very slow this year.
Exactly,
anyway.
things are really slow. Like I think even in the past 2 weeks, things have just gone poof,
Yeah.
like that. Like my
The
corn
heat.
has just shot up.
Yeah.
Like it went from being very small to being like massive, like in the space of maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So there's definitely that case. And like we had like a couple of really good days where it rained there. I think maybe the week previous.
That was good, yeah.
Because
But
there's nothing
also-
better than like from a growing
rainwater.
point of view, the rainwater is the
Yeah.
best. Like you can drench your flowers or your plants in just regular water from the tap, but it's not the same.
Not the same. I do want to get, I think, probably too late now for this season, but to get like a water butt. And
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Have that for kind of next year, because like here in Ireland, usually the rain or the winters are pretty rainy, and I actually need to. Sorry, just as we were talking about that, I need to feed my vegetable beds because I only ever use organic feed. I have like a Miracle Grow organic feed. Actually, Catherine did a job with Miracle Grow a couple of years ago. She was saying that this was great, and that's all I ever use. And you do get like lots of tomatoes and lots of fruit and stuff. So I need to do that because I just want to give them the best, not the best start at life. They struggled with their start of life.
Because like even just using manure, like our beds our veg beds are just pure manure, like, and you get that from the garden centre as well, and that's so much better because previously I've grown tomatoes in like a soil, like, you know, one of the not peat soil, but the kind of the John's
Or John Innes or
John Innes or something.
Yeah, John Black.
John Black, Black John, I don't know. Whatever
One
it's
of them
called.
anyway.
But that doesn't do as good a job as the manure. Than what it is, it's amazing. And you were talking about getting a water, but my mum, what she has done, she's got like a water, like a rainwater pipe, and she just took a regular black bin, cut a hole in the top of it, and slotted it under the pipe. So
good
it's
idea.
literally full of rainwater.
Sneeze.
Oh.
Sorry.
I flinched. I was like, oh god.
Sorry. I could feel it coming. I was trying to stifle it, so I was like, no. Okay, that's a good
But it's
idea.
really handy.
And so does she have like a mesh then on the top to stop any kind of like leaves or
No,
debris or anything?
nothing. But then it's literally on the side of the conservatory, and there's like that one down there. It's a hole in it. It's stuck to the side of the thing, and it just fills up, and it's always full because of this country's just always raining.
So I think that'll be like an autumn job, like tackle around the side where I have kind of like pallets and old pots and stuff, and figure that out. But now the garden is looking great. Maybe we'll come back
coming
like
along.
later in the summer and see how it's going, see how things have changed. Alfie, do you want to come out and say goodbye? Come on, Alfie.
He looked at Joanne's like, can I come
It's
out?
like, come on, Joanne, come out as well. Come on, Alf. Hi. Are you coming up?
Please. Come here. Ah, good boy. Yeah, say bye to your fans.
Oh, too soon.
How old is Alfie again?
He's
He's
3 in
three.
August.
Don't have this.
He's 3, aren't you?
So cute. He's like a little. We call him like the demon dog,
He's,
but he's
nice,
not.
the best boy.
He thinks he's a human. My favourite thing about coming over here is making him hyper for the first few minutes. But anyway, that's Joanne and Will's garden, and Alfie's garden as well. Thanks a million for watching. I'll see you in next week's video. Let me know if there's anything here that we got wrong in terms of plants. Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, maybe I'll come back. Like, I will be back like probably like next week.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
maybe towards the end of the summer we'll have like a little review as to how things are doing. Maybe have a look at the potatoes.
Thanks.
It's not all over me.
The sneezes in my face. But anyway, thanks a lot for letting me in use your garden.
You're welcome.
Thanks for all the plants.
Yeah.
I actually
Half the garden's
furnish. This is my garden essentially. Anyway, see you next week. Okay, bye.
Bye.